Jacques, what are you doing?
So basically I'm just checking through the rough cuts which we're about to send to our one sponsor. We finished this at about 5 this morning, so we just need to make sure we didn't make any subliminal boo-boos.
So why did you finish so late?
Because we have such high standards, I suppose. Probably the biggest issue scene at the moment still is the scene with the soldiers, where they sort of take the villagers away, which separates the film in two, between what has come and sort of the horror of what's about to happen. The day we shot that, we kind of realized we were in trouble schedule-wise. But what we do have, at least, is the feeling of how rushed everything was. And then, other things are looking really good. The church interior where the soldiers burst in is looking really, really wonderful. In fact, it looks like sort of a BBC crew or news crew just sort of happened to be in the church when the soldiers broke in. Of all the scenes in the film, it almost kind of not exceeded our expectation in terms of quality, but just in terms of sort of the effects. And a lot of that just has to come down to how crazy everything was in the church. In fact, I think if on the rough cut, if you listen really carefully, you can hear our AD, assistant director, sort of screaming cut. Because no one stopped and no one could hear anyone else, and everyone was just shouting and screaming. It was really insane. This is about the third really late night I've worked on this film. It's just something you've got to do. After a while, lack of sleep kind of becomes a standard. You just totally acclimatize to that state. But there's this nice feeling of, kind of totally giving yourself to something worthwhile and creative. So much, South Africa, there's such a limited, opportunity to make films, in the proper sense of the word, as opposed to commercials or corporate videos or, documentaries are sort of your best bet. So, when this opportunity comes along, it's such a joy to work on something like this that you don't mind you're working 20 hours a day.
And why is it important that we send off this NFVF cut that looks good?
So they can give us some money, because we're... Is that the right answer?
Do you know how much money they're going to give us?
I don't actually. I try to keep my nose out of these financial matters. How much?
Well, on the basis of this cut, we get 90,000 rand.
Really?
So you've just, if it's good, and that's 90,000 rand.
Wow. It just occurred to me, I haven't shaved in a while. And I probably don't look very good on camera.